So I've got this junky Chinese 4-wheeler. I think it's will run, but I literally found it on the side of the road. It fell off a car or something. So the rear wheel is destroyed. The handlebars are bent. I'm sure I can bend all this stuff back. The rear frame is bent. But the engine sounds alright. It's got a couple fuel issues, like the fuel line is leaking. I tried to patch it together real quick, but I need the right size line. Anyways, my son really likes tracked vehicles, and I want to figure out a way to give him one. So I got some tracks. These are off a snowblower. So basically take the tire off, bolt this thing on, and then put track on it. And either you leave the front wheel on it, or put some skis or something on it. But I don't know. If it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. It's just all stuff that I had lying around, so we'll give it a try. So I've got, looking at the rear end and how to get this all fitting so the tracks fit on here. So the tires, they fit out here. They basically split this distance. They're about here, just about the inline of the fender. So looking at the tracks, the track goes on here. It's basically the same as what the tires are. They're about the same width and everything. So we're trying to get this to go in there. Maybe go in just a little bit closer. So I just have it lined up for this. But so the 4-wheeler uses the spline drive, and the snowblower uses this pin drive. And so this doesn't fit all the way on here far enough to do anything. I obviously can't open this hole up anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this down so that this fits on there all the way on. And then so that one's on there to about there. And then I can cut this part off and weld the spline drive on there. And then that way the spline drive will catch on the thing. And we don't need to have all of it, but just enough so I can bolt it all on. And then I'll obviously have to put a support on the back here. So I'm going to take the drive shaft out and machine this down. So I'm going to turn this section down. It's just a little bit smaller than this diameter here. Pin drive off, and then I'll get ready to weld this other drive on there. Let this now slides on here, and I have a little bit of spline dry, so I'll cut the spline off this. Yeah, probably just cut it flush with the top of this. And then machine down, so I got the splines in there. Just have it go on there just like that. So now I've got this column machine spline, so that's going to go on there. Then I can tighten that on here with the nut. And that keeps everything all nice and lined. I'll tighten that down and weld it right in place. So I got that welded up, and now I've got the track drive going on the back on this side. So I need to machine down the other spline on the other side, cut the pin drive off, and then so now I've got both drives on, and I just need to measure the width between here and here so that I can widen this out, because this shaft, which holds the rear and has the adjustments for the tension, needs to get added on. So I just need to now make like a shock or something for the rear suspension so the tracks work. But yeah, it's all on and tracked. So now I just need to, like I said, put a shock in here and reassemble it. And I have to get the 4-wheeler itself straightened out. Like I said, the steering column is bent and all that stuff, but